what's going on? It's Matt. Welcome back to the channel. This past weekend, I was up flying my drone around, kind of like I am now, up in a forest with my buddy out west with Chris, and got some pretty cool shots, and you'll see it at the very beginning of this video, kind of the intro. And then probably about 30 minutes into flying, I have the Fly More combo, so I had extra batteries. I got this warning on my controller, and basically what it said was propellers moving too fast, and for the life of me I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I took it back and I landed it and I restarted the drone, and it would operate fine every time after I did that for probably about 20 minutes, and then I get the message again, and then suddenly this started happening. And I was like, what is going on? And I kind of got frustrated, and we were in a service area that had no cell service. We were in a forest area that had no cell service. So I couldn't get online and check to see what the problem was. I was kind of hoping that it was something simple and something stupid, and thankfully it was. And so this is just kind of a real quick video on my advice to people that are new to the MAVIC Mini, and some things that you should be aware of that I wasn't fully aware of. And the first thing that I will say is that obviously when you get your drone, update all the software, update all the firmware on it so you can get the proper readings of your drone. And because I had recently updated the firmware on the MAVIC Mini, essentially what ended up happening was they put something in that firmware that it said, hey, your propellers are moving too fast or your motor's overworking. So you'll get those notifications now, and what it really is that your propellers are screwed. So one of the things that the Fly More combo comes with is essentially this extra set, or actually 3 extra sets of propellers. And one of the things I did not know is that the propellers are so fragile and they're so thin on the MAVIC Mini. Hence why it's, one of the attributes of why the drone is so light and you don't have to register it with the FCC. I'm going to say FAA, but FCC. Is it FCC or FAA? Oh, geez. FAA. And one of the things that happens is when you're flying your drone, when you're landing it, when you're taking it off, if those propellers hit even a blade of grass, or while they're up in the air, essentially, hit a bug or something, it will chip away at those propellers. So thankfully I was able to go home and change out the propellers, and things seem to be working just fine right now. With the new firmware updates too, you have the ability to unlock areas that are restricted for you to fly in. Now you obviously have to follow all of the drone rules that we all have to follow, but keep it under 400 feet, don't fly it over people, don't fly it over, events and stuff like that. Just basic stuff that you should be aware of if you're new to the drone or droning community, and you don't specifically have a license, because one of the things that the FAA is actually doing now, and I saw a couple videos on this, and I'll try to find one and link one in the description down below, but they're actually reaching out to people who have like epic drone footage and saying what you're doing is illegal. The FAA is. And they're finding these videos on YouTube. So because everybody's working from home, I guess they're bored and they're trying to bust people. So one of the ways that I have found, and what I'm going to start doing, is essentially landing my drone by hand and having it take off by hand. Now, what I typically do is I typically launch it off of the case, but even sometimes those back propellers will hit a blade of grass or something like that, and it'll chip away at it. When I changed my blades yesterday, I was absolutely dumbfounded how destroyed they were. And, last thing I really wanted to happen to this drone is to, one, crash it again, but to crash it where it's something that could have been easily preventable. It's not flight error, it's really just kind of maintenance error. So my advice is check all your props before you take off, run your hands and fingers over them to see if there's any deformities or cracks. If you do not buy the Fly More combo, buying new propellers, they're relatively inexpensive. They're about $12. And really, honestly, it's worth the peace of mind. One of the things, too, that you'll notice that if you do have some sort of abnormality besides the warning on your prop blades is that you'll find that your drone will drift just a little. And I paid no attention to it before, but now that there's new props on there, I can see how steady it actually is. Now, because I changed the props myself, and yes, I trust my workmanship, I am a little apprehensive about taking this thing up super high right now. So I'm kind of just flying it around at a local park. But so keep in mind, be on the lookout, you know, basically analyze your props as much as you possibly can. And one other thing too that I probably want to talk about is how you put it into the case is crucial, because not only can you crack or chip away at the propellers, and it's a natural thing, it's gonna happen. The way that you put your drone in the Flymore case can also essentially be kind of an issue for the propellers. So put it in the right way and make sure that you're taking care of this stuff, because this is an investment. You know, it should really be something that you want to keep in your arsenal for a long time. So I'm just messing around with mine today. Just wanted to talk about some of the things that I've encountered that I didn't see any videos on, and the videos that I have seen, they've been kind of, I don't know, not great about, you know, what to look for. So update your firmware is the most important thing. Fly safely, fly within regulations and rules. But most importantly, on the Mini specifically, check your drone, check your propeller at all time. Hey, thanks for watching these things. Hope everyone's having a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye.